Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Working with true professionals that know their job and work really hard, and we've seen it over and over working with you guys, is that there's a difference between just sticking a sign in the yard versus really knowing the area. And knowing Santa Cruz, our show is about you, right here in Santa Cruz. Live here, breathe here, work here, play here, love here. And we know Santa Cruz. And that's imperative in this town, because if you try to use an outside agent, nothing against you, but honestly, you may have it all wrong when you try to compare one street versus the next street. Believe it or not, it could be a dramatic difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
For example, let's just use Tesoro, for example.
Oh, that just happened.
Who knows Tesoro?
He happened to, by mistake, touch on something that Patty and I are both very, very close to.
Yeah,
and,
Absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I have 2 listings on the same street, and I know when those particular clients were looking for an agent to sell their house, they were very diligent in asking questions. And some of the agents were out of town, and they were giving them comps from one street over, just like you said. And the one street over happens to be condos. And you don't want to compare that to your single family residence. And,
Not a good idea.
You know, just to
doesn't
have
usually work
that
out.
knowledge. No, it does not. And actually it was a huge turnoff to him. So obviously they didn't get the listing, and to my benefit, I did. but it is very nice to be familiar with the area, to be a part of Santa Clarita, to, like you said, live here, breathe here, work here, play here. We are knowledgeable with Santa Clarita. We know the pockets, the areas, and that is important. That is very important to the client.
And as much as, we specialize, Patty knows and lives in the Tesoro community. I used to live in the Castaic community, but I'm still really dialed into all the different pocket areas of Castaic.
Another great big area, big difference, one street or one side of the freeway or the other.
Absolutely, big difference, because there's all the different areas of that, just as there is within Tesoro. And I'm very grateful that I just also went on a listing appointment for a property that's $1 million property. And I was up against a couple other agents, and it was my knowledge of that particular neighborhood and past sales and experience in their specific pocket area that really gave them the confidence that I am the best realtor for them. But that knowledge is something that you educate yourself over time, and it's important for sellers to know who they're dealing with and know that that agent has that knowledge. Patty not only knows Tesoro, but she knows all different areas within Valencia. Within
Well, you guys
the
do
whole
your
Santa
research,
Clarita.
not to cut you off, but I mean, we're just giving examples.
Yes.
But I know when you have a listing appointment, you guys do your homework just like we do. We don't provide a good faith estimate with one interest rate. We actually provide our clients with a 4-page, 4-color analysis of all their options, so that they know exactly what their options are, exactly what their costs are, exactly what their payments are, so they're educated and can make an educated decision, not a uninformed decision, because this is one of the biggest purchases of your life, one of the biggest assets of your life, one of the biggest debts of your life. It needs to be handled correctly by professionals and guide you down the right path, so that when you're done with it, you go, not oops.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, so you know what? Area specialty is absolutely super, super important, especially if you're a seller, right? It is important if you're a buyer,
Right.
because you want to know, you may know things about the neighborhood. You may know things like we were talking about that one particular street. You know that for Halloween, it's an amazing place to be.
Absolutely.
I know that my street shuts down for Halloween and we do a block party. I know that there's another street down the street where they do a fireworks show. Not legal in Santa Clarita, but I know it happens every year. And
Where do you live, Gino? No, just kidding.
And it's done by a firefighter. So that's how he gets away with it. But anyways.
Is there a bus coming through here?
Right.
So anyways, those are the things that you may want to know if you're going to live there with your family.
Well, yeah, because just with us working more, 65% of the transactions that we deal with are listings. We love to work with buyers just as well. And when we meet with buyers, we do a buyer assessment, and we meet with them for about 30 minutes, review what their wants and needs are. And if it is somebody that's totally into Halloween, we have an idea of what neighborhoods are going to be the better neighborhoods for them. But if it's somebody that commuting is more of an issue, we know what neighborhoods are easier to get in and out of. easier to have freeway access versus if it's somebody that doesn't commute outside of Santa Clarita, we know where to guide them to that particular neighborhood that will have the right house for them.
That's a really good point, because maybe Don can definitely point this out, but maybe 10, 15 years ago, traffic wasn't a problem in Santa Clarita, but now it definitely is, right? I live off of Copper Hill, and Copper Hill at the wrong time of day, it's a problem.
Right.
We used to have 2 streets here, Gino. We've always had, they just added more streets, thank goodness.
Well, and it's true. Just like Cindy said, you will get clients who have specific needs. And I think it's important as a real estate agent to listen clearly. And that's one thing that I think that we do strongly. And I think
you guys are awesome at it.
You need to listen to what their needs are. It's easy to get caught up and get excited when you have a new client you're working with. But to understand exactly what their wants and needs are is very, very important, so that you put them in the right neighborhood, you put them in the right house, you answer what their needs are. And I feel like that's something we definitely...
Well, you guys are, we say this a lot because it's really important, but you guys are relationship-based, not transaction-based. There's a huge difference, because I know personally we can call 500 people, and at 450, we don't have to say, "Hi, I'm Don Getling with Skyline Home Loans." I go, "Hey, this is Don. How's it going?" "Hey, Don, what's happening?" There's a big difference, because you want to become a resource for them, because stuff happens in a transaction before, during, and after. They need a resource to go to, that somebody they can trust. And you guys are very trustworthy. You're very knowledgeable, and stay a great resource.
Right.
And that's
We
important.
do that, and we make sure that we let our clients know after a transaction, we're going to stay in touch with you. And please, if you ever have a question about any kind of service provider, we connect them not with just good lenders like yourself, but we connect them with contractors, with photographers, with the best restaurants to go to. We make sure that we're a resource to our clients. And in turn, when they are ready to make another move, they call us. And I've been blessed with getting a lot of repeat business and a lot of referrals.
Well, that's not by accident, Cindy, by the way.
And that's what I was going to touch on as well, is it's important for us to maintain those relationships. These are more than just a business transaction. It's a friendship that we've established with them as well. And our goal is always to have them think of us if they have a question, a concern, anything that comes out with real estate, that we want to be the first ones they think about again, because we were the ones who helped them. And hopefully when the transaction's over, they leave smiling, and then it is us that they think about.
Well,
next
let's
time
help them think about you more. Let's get you some more friends. Let our listeners know how to get a hold of you.
The best way to get a hold of us would be really our direct cell phone numbers. We typically like to be able to answer any questions right away. So my phone number is 661-510-5516.
That's Cindy Lazinski with Cobalt Real Estate.
And Patty Broneisen with Cobalt Realty. And you can reach me anytime at 818-679-0440.
How about a website?
Website is my name, CindyLazinski.com, which, of course, that has to be spelled quite differently, CYNDILESINSKI.com. But even better yet, look me up on Facebook, C. Lazinski on Facebook, and you'll be able to find me there.
Or go online. You can see Lazinski right now.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you missed all that, you can always get a hold of her at donandgino.com. You can reach out to both of them. Just send us an email at donandgino@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. Or call us at 855-DON-GINO, DONGINO. And those are pretty much all the ways to get a hold of us.
No doubt about it. Well, great
Fabulous.
information, ladies. Again, Cindy Lazinski and Patty Broneisen with Cobalt Realty. It was great having you here.
Thank you. It was
Thanks
a
for
pleasure to
having
be
us.
here, and we look forward to connecting, and we really appreciate the opportunity to have our clients work with you as our lender.
Thanks a lot. Well, it's great working with great professionals. Our goal is to work with only the best professionals. That's been our
Yes.
goal for the last 3 years, and we've now aligned ourselves with the best of the best, and that includes you two. And thank you for being part of
you.
our show again.
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to having you back and
Great.
helping a lot
forward to
of
coming back.
sellers and buyers here. So thanks again, you two. Don't go away. We have Miles McNamara with Comfort Keepers coming on, talking about in-home care. And boy, does he have a story to share with you when we come back. Don't go away.